Oh, y'all want another video?
Hey everybody, it's your boy Matty Rants here for another installment of Matthew's Rants, Raves, and Reviews. We all know what we're here for today, Dragula. I'm sorry I didn't post this last night. I was really tired. I had the day from hell. Well, actually, the last 2 days from hell, but anywho. Now, I just finished watching this episode, okay? I don't know how I feel about that elimination. At the same time, I feel it's slightly justified, but let's talk about it. First, let's just get into the episode. I love the intro from the Boudoir brothers, the whole Alien 50s, Area 51 theme. I totally lived for it. It gave me a little tease from Twilight Zone, so I was in love. And I thought their makeup looked really clean with the black and white. It kind of elevated that even further. So that was really cute. I love the intros from the Boudoir brothers. They're pretty awesome. I do slightly wish that they used their mental powers to rip off the shirt in a kind of like way, but him doing it on his own will really, through mind control, that worked just fine. Now back on the stage. Did you catch that shade? Did you catch that tea? Did you catch that swerve from James Majesty? When Erica walked up and it was James and the two other people, right? Girl, that was so funny to me. Like, they both stared at each other or looked at each other for a second and then went to their prospective people. Like, oh, okay, we see each other, but we don't really speak, so we're gonna go say hi to our other folks. I don't know. I don't know if Erica put out that arm and James was like, oh, it's just nice to see you. But it was super shady. They just looked at each other like, hi, and then moved to their friends. So this week's challenge has to do with them channeling their inner alien, their inner ET. But do they need to come in peace or do they need to come in pieces? That was much funnier in my head. So basically they need to create an original alien-inspired look. They also have to create an alien baby, and they have to give birth to that baby in the second part of the floor show. Now, once I found out it was an alien-inspired runway or floor show, I gotta stop saying runway, I'm used to Drag Race. I gotta say, I got excited. I'm a huge fan of science fiction, and then for them to also have to give birth and do a whole acting scene, I had a feeling Bitch Pudding would do well. So, they go to the boudoir now. I kind of like that versus the workroom, the boudoir. Can we all just be happy that Bitch Pudding and Abhora have dropped whatever drama they have? I don't know if they fully let it go, but at least it was addressed. Someone spoke about it. You know, words were exchanged that were not of hate and just, I'm sorry, I feel like I started this whole bandwagon against you, Bitch Pudding, and that was not my intention. It was, because you were mad at her, but then you realize after one of the Boudoir brothers lets you kind of have it, not really have it, but just educate you and help you out and say, come on now, you shouldn't be focused on that, and that's playing into the competition for you. So I'm glad they squashed that. Erica Clash, I want to thank you for being our registered psychiatrist on set. You have mended so many relationships on this show and have got people to talk, girl. I live, and that's why I said to myself, if she goes home sooner than later, I'm going to be upset, because Erica adds that kind of nice, that element that you need. Everybody can't be a bitch all day. They can't be, okay? Oh, shout out to my Pac-Man t-shirt. I was having fun at Target. I started with the whole Bitch Pudding and Abhora thing first because I was so aggravated and annoyed by James Majesty. Y'all, what the fuck was that about? Girl, go on somewhere. Like, literally, I had to write them down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and where I was pissed. I had to rewatch it a couple of times because I was like, why is this unnecessary drama taking place? Let me just go down a list of things that happened with Miss Majesty that were just wearing me low. One, the whole throwing shade at Dolly for no reason bit, and I'm sorry, more like Dolly and Victoria Black, just because they had the same color scheme, I didn't get. Like, why was that such a big deal? Then to call the girl, what did she say? She said, don't be mad at me because you only got 2 hours of sleep and haven't worked on your costume. I said, no, Miss Thing, what was that about and where did that come from? Is that how you gain friends, by telling them what their problem is and that they shouldn't be pressed by you being a bitch and coming up in their face, being rude about that? Okay. The next thing that kind of threw me off was the whole, we're cool, you shouldn't be hating on me. No one was hating on you. They just wanted you to back up. But I don't know, was it Victoria or was it Dolly with that whole, you talking is a reason to smack. Like, I was like, come on, kids. Exit yourself away from His Majesty, because clearly she's looking for a fight. Which she then brought all that energy over to Bitch Pudding. And Disaster Arena, I did not understand that at all. I did not understand that. You walk over to Bitch Pudding, you tell her that she looked cheap, hair was lying, and the costume was cheap. You just made something cheap look even cheaper. And I looked at her like, she won, sis. And not because it was her group. Let's be real about it, kids. The group was great, but Bitch Pudding sold herself last week. So I do not like James Majesty. I'm sitting here going, the girl can turn a sickening look here and there. She has this and that going for her, but every time that mouth opens, it is bitch, 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 rude, cunty, rude. Like, I can't. James, I don't know if they need to have a discussion with you later about your teas, but I don't know. I don't like your attitude. It sucks. Everything else that, hey, I can't hate on you for your creativity and everything else that you do. His Majesty, go on somewhere. You know, pissing me off for the rest of the season. I hope you make it back, sis. I was not feeling Abhora for her hate for Bitch Pudding, but now I like Abhora because she addressed it and I can just let that go. That's how we are as viewers. When we see these people, we only have the episode to go off of as to whether or not we care to like them, root for them, etc. And when they do something we don't like, that's when that meter goes down. It's the truth. That's TV, that's television shows, that's all the above. That's me included when we're doing this little rant and review. So you better have said, I'm sorry. You got to get that away. Don't hold on to that, because then that's all you're going to be talked about. That's all that's going to be talked about for you. Is Abhora does good looks, but oh my God, she had so much going on with Bitch Pudding. And you don't have to go through all that. So glad that's over with. But James, I don't know about that one. I do not know about that one, kids. Now to the floor show. And guess who our special judges are? Alaska Thunderfuck 5000. I love Alaska. And also Heklina, who I honestly think should be a judge way more often on other shows. Drag Race. Come on, think about it, yo. Heklina is a legend in the drag community, in my opinion, okay? I didn't know who Heklina was until Drag Race, but I knew from other queens when they were discussing her. And I'm talking about not season 5, 6, and 7. I'm talking about the girls from season 2, 3, and 4. So, shout out that Heklina got some time here. I want her to be on more shit. Can we give Heklina a show? I like her shit. I'm sorry, I'm a fan. Now, the floor show looks. Baby, they were either all the way up or they were just middle. Like, that was it for this whole floor show. I'll start. Dolly's was so beautiful. I did not get alien at all. I got this aquatic being, nothing to do with something from outer space, though. I got something to do more a home organic grown on the earth, but more so the ocean that's on the earth. I don't know. I didn't get it. But you know what I got, though? The look was right. The face was beat. The hair was together. Everything was right. But it just was not what I wanted. Okay. Now, Abhora. The first thing I said when Abhora came out was, how funky is your chicken? How loose is your goose? How funky is your chicken? How loose is your goose? Hi, yeah, I was getting all that. And it was cool, but I don't know. I was a little disappointed, but I still think that how she put her prosthetics on and put the hair and the whole look with the feathers, I thought that was still great, you know, how she acted it out. But the whole look, again, I wasn't completely sold. Now, okay, so Erica Clash comes out, and for every anime fan, me, every video game fan, me, every cartoon fan, me, I was so excited. Because why? Well, they say it wasn't Dragula enough. What I love so much about it was the fact that Miss Thing was a Sailor Moon reference and Bomberman. Now, I could be wrong in that whole little, I misjudged the whole techno cyborg suit, but it was so Bomberman to me with the makeup that was done on this side compared to this side. So I got Sailor Moon meets Bomberman, Sailor Bomberman. I live. And then she did the whole moon crystal power activation with the whole 8-bit. I died. I was so happy. Sorry. I was big fan of Sailor Moon. So I was like, oh. Thank you, Erica Clash, for being on the show. Please continue to show us more of your anime video game references. I love it. Ugh, I love it. I wish more queens would do it. Sorry, I was just gushing over Erica. Yeah, it wasn't spooky. Yeah, it wasn't dark. But y'all, it was so cute. It was so cute. I loved it. Sorry. A bitch pudding. Now listen, who at first was like, when it came out, like initial look before it started walking or anything. I at first was like, uh-oh, she's in trouble because they're gonna say it's not dark enough, it's not crazy enough. But I lived. I live for her character. I live for the look. I live for the retro fact of it all. I live for how clean the paint looked on her. I live for the wig. I live for the whole presentation. Girl was polished. And I live for it. I live for it. Bitch Pudding, you did that. I was like, girl, this doesn't look like it's going to be something extremely crazy. And it worked perfectly. Go on, Bitch Pudding. Now, Disasterina. I don't have anything to say. I'm not going to be like, oh, okay, this girl's horrible. I like that Disasterina's personality, and I think she's very cool. I don't know about the looks anymore. They're borderline chunky monkey Cartoon Network. Nah, not that. I won't say that. We're taking that back, but I'm keeping that in so you can talk about it. Disasterina gives me Crayola crayon box down, and I like Crayola crayons. Nothing wrong with you. Hey, I gave the brand, so don't be getting mad, Crayola, if you see this video. I'm just saying, it gives me ages 3 to 8 with some of the, paint and how everything is done. And that may just be her brand, but there's no smoothing. There's no type of, I don't know. I can't find myself really fucking with it. So, but I like Disasterina. But yeah, I didn't really care for it. Now, James, okay. Y'all, that was a leotard with a bunch of, like, computer stuff attached to it. I'm sorry. I was a little perturbed that it got so much love. And maybe because I was really over James Majesty, and I can be honest about that, but at the same time, let's call a spade a spade. That was a leotard with a bunch of circuit wire put over it. She painted her head perfectly. This was on it. But I didn't care for it, and the whole putting the CD thing up in there, I'm like, that was too easy for me. That was easy for me. For me, I would assume that's what you would have done in the first place if you would have came out with all electronic wear on you. Insert disk drive. Fuck that. I would have had it where a floppy disk would have went in there, bitch. I'd have made it real old school, honey. I'd have waved it off and went, like that. You want to go there, bitch. But no, it was good for how she played it on stage and how they liked it. I still think it's a basic outfit that was just had a whole bunch of shit thrown on it. And they said that it was perfect and edited right. And I'm like, I didn't really care for it. I didn't care for it. So I don't really care for it. No, next. Sorry. Sorry. But Victoria Black, now Miss Thing. That alien full concept, head to toe, pregnant, came on the stage, down, titiful, pop, poop. Victoria, Miss Thing, slowly but surely, everything. It was everything, girl. I live. Appreciate it. I have to say appreciate it. It was so good. Like, I don't care. The whole Boulet brother thing with the whole, when the discussion happened with them saying, well, it's not Dragula enough, it's way too over into costuming. It's way too costumey and it's not cis boom enough. And to me, I don't really care about that because the look was so right. So, it was so right, y'all. Now, let's get into it. So, we have our top two ends up being James Majesty and Bitch Pudding. And James Majesty wins. I don't agree with that. I would rather have had Victoria Black be put into the top position with Bitch Pudding and maybe keep James Majesty just for the sake of them liking that, but I don't agree with that. No, I didn't agree with that. I thought that was kind of like, really? Okay, whatever. I gotta say though, for the bottom three with Abhora, Erica Clash, and Dolly, that was very fucking interesting. I didn't think Dolly needed to be there. I thought Disasterina should have been in that place if we're gonna go there. But I gotta say, when Erica so this was funny. When they asked Erica, should you deserve to stay? Yeah. Well, who should, you know, go home or who should stay with you? And she saved a Bora girl over Dolly. Now, who gagged for real? I gagged. I said, so this has nothing to do with the fact that y'all had this conversation earlier with Bitch Pudding and y'all are kiki kaka cuckoo, which I think Erica is just nice and friendly to everybody, with the exception of James Majesty and her non-hugging having ass. But I will say, when she said Abhora over Dolly, I was like, ooh. And Dolly was like, really, girl? You're saying I'm not dark enough? And she's like, I never said that. And which she never did say that. She just said, for this competition, I see Abhora as being top 3. And her whole aesthetic fits solely into this, where yours can be in and out, in and out, in and out. So I got it. The challenge, though. This one was the grossest one yet, y'all. Ew, ew, ew. I dropped my tablet. No. I don't do food like that, where if it's... No. No. The first thing they have to eat are live tentacles. You know, where you can, I guess, go get an octopus or a squid at some restaurant and they just cut the tentacles off while the animal is still alive, which is so fucking horrible. They had to eat them. Can we talk about Erica just going in like... I was like, whoa. She said, I'm staying. This is my 3rd time in the bottom. You got me fucked up. I was like, go ahead, Erica. Abhora is going kind of in. But Dolly took out her fork, her knife, and she said... Sis, do you want to stay or not? Because you doing that was like, oh, she's going home. As soon as that happened, I said, this can either be taken as way too cocky, or if they're going to love it because it's like, girl, she doesn't care. But it was, you didn't eat anything. You ate some of it, but you were really just picking. The other girls were going ham. Next thing. The milkshake with pig's feet and, what was it again? The milkshake with pig's feet and anchovies, that would have been my end right there. The tentacles, maybe I may have been able to get through. That milkshake, I don't do pig. I don't do no kind of oink, no kind of womp womp. None of that. Ew. Ew. And it's pig's feet. Oh, with anchovies. Oh, I wanted to throw up. But listen, when Erica slightly threw up a little of that milkshake and then licked it off the plate, vomit. But she wanted it bad, and I lived for it, sis. I lived. The last thing on the menu was some mystery meat with some, I don't know what the fuck was poured on top of it. When they opened up the shit, it didn't look like no kind of meat. It looked like some hog moss type of fuckery with mealworms that were alive in the meat. So that lets me know you did not cook that shit. That shit had to probably be put in the refrigerator, girl, or something, or sit out, because they were still wriggling. Gross. Erica's going to town again. Miss Big Eye was crying, laughing at her. And then eats it back up. Oh, awful, awful, awful. Abhora too. Dolly, now, Miss Thing had to gag and throw up a little bit on the last one, but again, she was like picking at it. Everybody else is trying to just eat their food. What the fuck? Who's eliminated? The shock of the century. It was Dolly. Now, not a shock because she didn't really do or try her best on the challenge. Okay? And I believe Dolly also said that she was a vegetarian or a vegan. I can't remember. So I can assume that also had something to do with her not like really fucking with it, because it's like, bitch, this is about to make my stomach churn like no other. When you've been a vegetarian for many, many years and you just eat meat for the first time, it's almost like toxic waste being entered in your body. I know, because I was raised vegetarian. I do eat meat now. Yeah. But I know the feeling. So it was, ugh. But Dolly being sent home way too soon, in my opinion. I thought there should have been someone else in that position, honestly. But she didn't try, and we have to reward those who are actually giving an effort on the show. Erica Clash may have been the bottom 3 times, but Girlfriend is working her hardest, and she brings something to the table. Abhora has been in the top position many times. Well, not many, but 2 out of the last 4 times she has been. And with Dolly, it's been an off and on, safe, good to go, almost the winner here, there, that, and the other. So her being eliminated, yeah, I thought we would see more from her. However, it is about what you're willing to do and the effort behind it. So what did we think of tonight's episode? Down below, hit the comment section. You know what it is. You know what to do. Let me know what you think. Did you think tonight's elimination was fair? Did you agree with the bottom 3? Do you agree with the top 2? What did you think of the runway looks tonight? How do you feel about the Boulet brothers? Were you happy to see Heklina in Alaska? Tell me what you think. And thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell all your peoples. And also, everybody, have a happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I'm honestly doing a solo Thanksgiving. I'm not spending any time with family. Don't cry for me, Argentina. I'm doing it on purpose. I need to have a solo Thanksgiving. So everybody else, have good times with your family. If someone tries that drama with you, you know what to do. Do a Nina Benina Brown, turn your head all the way around, bitch, and give them the back of your head, okay? Have a great, great holiday weekend. Stay safe, everybody, and I will see you again later. Catch me next week for the Housewives of Atlanta.